and this is what we're gonna do. And before you do anything, make sure you have all your ingredients. Before you start mixing. Ask yourself, is it really that easy to bake a cake? And what do you exactly do?
I think it's difficult. Unless you're like the muffin man or something.
It's debatable. It matters what kind of cake. If it's a one-story cake, yes. If it's more than one, probably it's pretty debatable.
It's not debatable.
And
I think it'd be difficult, especially if you're starting from scratch. Unless you're using that Aunt Jemima stuff that you would buy from like Albertsons or something, but it'd be difficult.
You have to get the supplies from the grocery store, and then you have to plug in the cake mix into the little pan
When you need like eggs, flour, milk.
I'd say you need love and a lot of it. I mean, that's why a lot of moms make cake, because they have a lot of love that they hide from their children, and they put it in their cakes. So I think you need love and you need powder, or whatever it's called.
To be a girl, and you have to be good in the kitchen. You have to have good hands. You have to be careful with like the oven because it's hot, It could burn you. And yeah, you just have to be a woman, pretty much.
Okay. You call Gelson's and they bake it for you. You pick it up an hour later.
Before we get started, we have our pans already ready. Now we're going to start with the actual making of our cake. First, cream 1 cup of butter and your 2 cups of sugar into our mixer. Alright, so add that in, and then get your sugar, just pour that in there. So now we're going to start off slow on going, with 1 and then moving up. Now while that's going on, we're going to melt our chocolate. So, mixing your little squares with your water, you're going to put that on low heat until it melts. While your chocolate is cooking, alright, you can take this off, because this is done, and add your 4 eggs into the mixture slowly. Okay, so after you added in your eggs, you're going to turn it on and just mix that together. Get your vanilla ready and add your teaspoon in there. And we can leave that alone, making sure it's locked, and go to our chocolate, which by now is ready. Now let's add our chocolate. Okay, now really just try to get as much of the chocolate in as you can. So we're going to mix that well. Now we're going to add our 1 teaspoon of baking soda in there. We're going to mix that again. Once that's done, alternately add 1 cup of buttermilk and my cake flour here into the batter. So, okay, so add some of this. Now we're going to mix this again. So this is nice and well blended. Once you have your batter ready, now it's time for the pans. Let's get that batter into your pan. Just pour enough so that it covers the bottom of your pan like this. And then go to the next pan. And now just pour that in. Mix that around. Put it in the oven now. That is preheated. And you're just going to leave it in there for 30 minutes. While our cake is baking, we're going to use this time to make the frosting. So, even though it's a chocolate cake, we are going to use vanilla frosting. So, for the frosting, you're going to have 6 cups of powdered sugar, half a cup of milk, and then 2/3 cup of butter. And you're going to mix these all together. So, really get your butter in there. And now get your milk. Oh god, okay, wait, it's okay. Alright, let's check on this. Leave that alone, and now we just wait until our cake to be done. Alright, while our cake was baking, we made our frosting and we cleaned up a little. That's why I'm kind of powdery right now, but now it's time to check the cake because it's been half an hour. So we're gonna open up our oven using a mitt and just pull out the first one, and using a toothpick, just stick that in and then pull it out. See, there's some batter, can't really tell, stuck onto the toothpick, which means it's still, you know, kind of mushy. Probably only gonna have to leave the cake in there for another about 5 minutes. So now we are gonna take it out carefully. So now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna leave these out so that they can dry. I mean, not dry. Cool down, and then we can put on our frosting. And see how easily it slides out because of the ham, the flour, and the parchment paper. There. And see, you flip it over upside down because you need a flat surface in order to put on your frosting. And now just pour it on. Now you really want to be careful. Like you need to really put on a lot. And when you spread it around, you want to be careful that the frosting doesn't pick up part of the cake. This is the part where you now take your second piece of cake. When you're frosting the top, also go and you frost the sides of the cake too. What we've already done, actually, was we added 3 tablespoons of Hershey's cocoa, and we had to add a little more sugar and milk, but we made our frosting. You can decorate the cake however you want. You gotta add your basic lines. So just start. So, for all of the people who thought that baking a cake was easy, after 2 hours of intense laboring, we have created our very own cake.
Milk and cereal, milk and cereal, milk and cereal, cereal and milk, milk and cereal, 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 milk and cereal, cereal and milk, cereal and milk, cereal and milk, cereal and milk.